Okay, ladies and germs. Today I'm sitting here waiting to get my kids from school, and I thought we would talk about the weapon between your ears because everything else is just a tool. Okay. Given what just happened in Boulder, people need to understand that the rifle wouldn't have killed anybody if you just sat it on a table. It's not going to randomly jump up and do it. What is required is the human mind and the human hand in order to do those things. So, in that vein, as somebody on the other side of the equation, I'd like to talk about your own brain pan and developing good habits and situational awareness and some skills to guide you away from those situations and to maybe make some better decisions in life. So, with that in mind, here we go. Sun Tzu said it best when he said, supremacy in combat is not destroying your enemy and taking everything they have. It's taking everything they have without destroying them. In other words, he's talking about the idea of the sheathed sword, not fighting unless you absolutely have to. Okay? The way to put yourself in that position is to pay attention to the world around you and don't violate the rules of stupid. So, developing good habits and being situationally aware. Being situationally aware means not with your head down over your phone 24/7 or a set of earbuds in all the time. Essentially, if you look like prey, you're going to be prey. If your head's up, eyes up, you're looking around at your world, um, you can buy yourself some distance, and distance buys you time, and time buys you options. John Correa says something very like that over on Active Self Protection Channel. So, point being, you can't address a threat or make a decision without knowing that the threat is there. Your Ooda Loop has to start with observe, right? Observe, orient, decide, act. So that's one thing. You need to be observant of your surroundings. A good habit that I ran into that saved me a couple nasty confrontations is something as simple as watching reflections in car windows, um, or listening to the people around you, or using your nose or using your eyes. I mean, essentially, you can use all of your senses to avoid a lot of trouble. An example, I was walking into a King Soopers in Denver and I saw a group of young men, it was about four of them, who were whispering as I walked by. And I didn't catch what they said exactly, but I kind of got that feeling, the hairs up on the back of the neck, when you're a target. And so I went in, got a couple little things from the grocery store, and I walked out. And I was listening as I walked by again. And the one kid whispered a little too loud and he said, "Yeah, that's the one." So, knowing that they were coming for me, I developed a plan. I started walking towards my car and I was watching their position in the reflections in the car windows as I was walking to my car. And I walked a little bit slowly. I didn't indicate where my car was, kind of moseyed along as if I were unaware. And then when I got near to my car, I very quickly walked around the front end of my car, opened the door, jumped in, closed it, and locked my door. The one kid had tried to run after me when he figured out what I was doing, and he pounded on the hood of my car and gave me the bird. And basically, I got to a point where I could avoid a confrontation because, 4-on-1 is only good odds if you're amongst the four. So, was I armed that day? Yeah, absolutely. I had my gun, but why am I going to try to terminate a bunch of 19-year-old punk kids who want my car unless I absolutely have to? Taking somebody's life over property isn't an appropriate decision. They didn't appear to be armed, and I knew they were coming. So there you go. That was a better decision to make and a quicker, cleaner way to get going. Another really good habit, ladies, is to park as near to the front of the lot as you can, especially if you're going to come out after dark. Be aware of that. Try to park under a light if you possibly can. If you are nervous or if there seems to be something that's bugging you, or your car has to be parked where there isn't any light or further out in the lot. I work on a college campus, and I assume a lot of employers can do this kind of thing too. Ask somebody to walk you to your car. If you got a security force, hey, use them. It's what they're paid for. So have them walk you to your car. Another great habit is when you're walking up to your car, chirp it. And if you have a modern car, it'll turn on the internals and the internal lights and stuff like that. Make sure you just have a quick glance in the back seat, get in, close your door, lock it, start your car, and drive away. Drive away. That way, somebody can't walk up and tap on your window with a gun and say, get out, right? Get in, lock the door, drive away. Don't check your cell phone. Don't text anybody. Don't check your emails. None of that happy crap. You can do that further down the road. Drive, 6, 8 blocks, pull over, check your email, text your significant other, whatever you got to do. But this way, if there is somebody lurking, waiting for you, you have not provided them with that gap in time where they can walk up on you. Okay? So there's another real good habit. A flashlight. Huge thing, dude. Everybody's seen my little Claris light. If you have something like that and you're walking up to your car and there's not enough light around it, turn it on. Just have a quick look. Heck, of all things, maybe you'll save yourself from stepping on a patch of ice in the dark and eating shit. If there's anybody around and they see you've got a light, they may just mosey on down and pick a different target. Don't look like prey, or that's exactly what you'll be. Predators don't like prey that's aware of them or that's prepared to fight back. If they wanted to earn a living, they'd have a job, right? Predators are lazy. So, those are some of the good habits you can do. The other thing is develop some skills for right now, meaning be aware of your physical limitations. Right now, I'm a little bit round. Once upon a time, I used to be able to pick my foot up and kick a 6-foot man in the face. I can't do that right now. I'll catch him in the chest because I'm fat and inflexible. I saw to that with a few too many Krispy Kremes and not enough exercise. So be aware of your limitations and develop a different plan. Instead of that, I'll kick him in the nutsack or kick him in the knee or catch him in the stomach and knock the air out of him. But I won't aim for his face because I know I can't get there. But I'm aware of my limitations. So do that. Develop a toolkit that works for you. So for instance, you guys have all seen my tack pen. This right here, let's see if right there, that focuses the power of your punch into a little teeny tiny glass breaker. If you do that in between somebody's fingers, they're going to let go of you if they've grabbed you. Do things that work for your environment. So I can have that pen on college campuses. Carry a knife. I always carry a knife. But be reasonable in your expectations of what that kit's going to do and develop some skills to go with it. The other thing is, address your physical fitness like I'm trying to do. There'll be a review for the Bowflex M9 trainer coming up. Uncle Joey bought us one of those. So when we get it put together, I'll see what it does for us. And some kettlebells. Do some good common sense, full body training, real world strength training. So you develop a toolkit and some skills for what you have now, and then you shoot for the moon for your development later. So you got to address it, right? So the next thing is your tools are only as good as you are. Like as not, the way ammo prices are going right now, people are not doing enough training with their pistols. They grab it, put it in their drawer and say, yeah, I got a gun. Okay. Simple solution, and it's free. There's an app out there that's a shot timer that you can get on Google Play, and there's multiples of them out there. So you do what's called dry fire. Your pistol unloaded, magazine out, and do drills where you draw your pistol until it's muscle memory from full concealment to full extension and your first shot. Your goal should be to be under 2.5 seconds with that. My personal standard is to be under 2 seconds. And from full concealment to first shot with my shield, which is the weapon that I carry with me most often, right now I'm between 1.5 and 1.8 seconds, give or take, from full concealment to first shot. But you wouldn't know that unless you practice with it. And if you can't practice with live ammo, dry fire. Come up with drills. There's umpteen videos about dry fire practice so that you can be efficient. Like John Correa says, you cannot miss fast enough to win a gunfight, right? So you need to make sure that you're doing things until they're muscle memory and you don't practice mistakes. There you go. So you're only as good as your tools. And the first tool you got to develop right here. Use your head. Don't be prey. And don't violate the rules of stupid. Remember the rules of stupid? Don't go stupid places at stupid times with stupid people, or stupid shit will happen. I've told my kids this over and over again. Be situationally aware. Put your phone down. Look around you. Check for shadows and reflections in cars. You don't have to be a paranoid freak about it, but you do have to be aware, right? Be aware of your limitations. Train to meet them. Develop a toolkit that works with them to begin with, and then shoot for the moon. Learn a martial art. Learn to shoot. Prepare yourself mentally, and then prepare the toolkit that goes with that. Okay? So there you go. That's just my little rant for the day. And now, look at that. Time to get the kids. See ya.